But John and his wife, Michelle, are the proud parents of two beautiful children. They reside in New Albany. He's an avid writer, reader, and athlete. John works in corporate software sales and authors his own personal productivity blog, 1440 or 1440. Please welcome John.
Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That's as I was preparing for this, I was thinking, when I present at work, there's always a theme I like to come up with, and I'll script everything out, and there's always something that pops up, and that phrase popped up for me. So it's I've read it many times. I'm sure all of you had, and I'll talk about how that's influenced my life. So I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. Both my parents, my dad came over from Italy when he was 6, and my mom's second generation. They were both school teachers. My dad was a college professor. My mom was a high school English teacher. So I teaching influence from an early age. So even today, when I'm writing emails, my mom was an English teacher. The grammar and all that. Hopefully, I had good grammar when I wrote you an email. It's something I'm always thinking about. And I could never get in trouble in school either. That was a big thing. When you have parents as teachers, you don't want to mess up. I had 2 older brothers, so they used to beat me up all the time, and most of it was my fault. I played sports growing up as well. Played everything. I ended up settling on soccer. Once I got to high school, I actually played in college. I went to Bowling Green State University and played there. I was fortunate enough to actually travel around the world a little bit too when I was younger, so that was a lot of fun. Although I had aspirations to play pro ball, it didn't work out. I moved to Chicago in 1999, right after school. For the first 6 months, I waited tables. I didn't have a car. I went there with $1,500 in my pocket, and I ended up getting a job. I studied finance in school. I got a job at the Board of Options, which if you've ever watched CNBC and you see the trading pits. So this was the height of the tech bubble. So it was crazy. You would see stocks going up 50% in a day and then going back down the next day. So it was a lot of fun, very stressful. I decided that it was something I probably didn't want to do long term. So I met someone at a job fair and ended up going to work for a software company. So I always kind of thought about teaching like my parents, and they talked me out of it, to tell you the truth. But it's always lingered that it's something I wanted to do. So I became a trainer for the software company and traveled around the country. So it was a lot of fun. It eventually led to a sales role. So 10 years later, I know that's probably hard to believe. I am 34. Most people think I'm like 22. But I'm still with that company. I'm in sales today, and I travel. So sometimes you'll see me miss these meetings. It's because typically I'm on the road. I met my wife while I was in Chicago. She's from here. She grew up in Gahanna. We met through a mutual friend. So I ended up moving here in 2005. Maybe you can guess what career she had. She's a stay-at-home mom now, but she was a second-grade school teacher. kind of see the theme here. I bought my first real car in 2005. I didn't have a car in Chicago, like I said, so that was a fun thing. We had 2 kids, or have 2 kids. I have a 3-year-old son, Gabe, and a 1-year-old daughter, Reese. So Jeremy and I were talking when I came in. It's a lot of work, but a lot of fun. It's talk about learning and teaching. That's the most important teaching job there is in the world. So we moved out to the suburbs here 2 years ago. It just didn't work with the condo downtown. So that's we've been out here for 2 years. I enjoy it very much. Columbus is a great place to live. I enjoy it. And then, as Madam Toastmaster said, I have my own blog, 1440. It's something I started last year, and I've always kind of had this itch to teach. And if anybody's heard of GTD, it's called Getting Things Done. It's a gentleman by the name of David Allen. Pretty popular productivity methodology. It's something I've taken to over the last 5 years or so, and I decided that I wanted to give back a little bit with that. So I started this, and it's been enlightening for me just to get thoughts on paper and get some people following me, and actually was recently published in another big blog called GTD Times, which is the main one for them. So to me, it was a very humbling experience. It's read by over 10,000 people, and it's kind of shown me that, hey, we all have gifts and talents and things we can teach. So it's kind of come full circle from being a kid and growing up in that environment. So that's been very rewarding. So I'll close with this. I think, like I said, we all have gifts and talents. We're all teachers here, and we all can learn. That's why we're all here. Many of us have latent talents that we need to develop as well. So I challenge everybody here to, every conversation you have, whether it's with children or friends or colleagues, there's always an opportunity to teach, but more importantly, there's always an opportunity to learn.